you wouldn't necessarily need the support during the day because you're not on your feet and you're not experiencing any discomfort.
That makes a lot of sense. In sports stores, they also sell little slip-ins that you can put in. Tell us about those, because some people might be on a budget, and this is a higher-end solution. So what else could they do?
Basically, off-the-shelf insoles are really great, and they do work for a lot of people. We use those a lot for children because the problem with children is their feet grow so fast.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're making them a custom orthotic, and 3 months later, it might not fit them.
Sure.
So something like a off-the-shelf insole works well for most. Again, it depends how extreme the foot condition or the pain or the abnormality is.
Because I noticed that most skates are very, very flat. Most ski boots are very, very flat. So having that a little bit of additional support might be helpful.
And for most people, a skate is strong enough support that the foot doesn't move as much. But we see it all the time. There are a lot of people that come in and need support for their hockey skates or figure skates, and those are a good option.
Sure. What about some more common things, just in terms of basic foot care? So just kind of talking about cutting your toenails, and how should we be doing that?
Well, it's always important to have well manicured feet, because when they aren't, then that can create problems again. A lot of times we see runners and their toenails might just be a little too long. So they're running really long distance, and that constant hitting of the toenail against the end of the shoe creates bruising. They lose their toenails, a lot of pain, sometimes ingrown toenails. So that's a really important thing to consider. We deal also with a lot of diabetic patients. So we all know diabetes, you have to be really careful with your feet. Make sure that there's no seams or anything that would bother the foot due to circulation problems. So you want to make sure that your feet are well maintained. There's no cuts or scrapes or anything that could create infection.
Thank you. Let's go back into our quiz. So just to help our audience out there, number one, does the average person spend 4, 6, or 8 hours on their feet every day? 4, yes. The answer is 4. How many steps does the average person take each day? 800, 8,000, or 80,000?
Let's say 8,000.
Yeah. And do genetics play a role in bunions?
Yep, they can. So 10 to 15%.
Yeah, yeah. And I happen to be in that category. The other aspect that's very interesting is your walking style. Some people can walk very quickly, some people can walk very slowly. What does that tell us?
Well, it can tell us a lot about what that patient is feeling. So a lot of people in pain, whether it's foot, knee, hip pain, they have a gait where they might be limping. People that walk really fast, they might have tightness in the hamstrings, things like that. So they have a shorter stride and a quicker stride. So there's a whole sort of skew of things that could be going on. And that's why it's really important to assess and get the history of somebody and really figure out what's been happening. Even injuries that someone might have had when they were in their 20s could affect them later on in their 50s if they weren't properly dealt with or treated.
Absolutely. You know, I find it interesting because to tie that information into your general body, what research shows actually is that if you have a slow gait or walk, you have a tendency to more chronic degenerative diseases, and maybe that makes sense. You're not working your muscles as hard. And then if you have a faster walk, then what tends to happen is you have an average longer longevity. So that's interesting information.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Andrea. It's
Not
been
a
a
problem.
pleasure to
Thanks for
have
having
you
me.
here. Great expert. So whatever your walking style, take time to care for your feet, as it's hard to get anywhere without them. I'm naturopathic Dr. Joelle. I'm going to be heading out to get some new runners and put these high heels aside for now. If you want to learn more about hormone health, join me at the National Capital Fit Day, June 16th. And with respect to your feet, think about some basic things in terms of making sure that you cut your toenails and you cut them across. You're taking care of basic hygiene, you know, being selective as to when you're going to wear those high heels, and then be practical the other times. If you have kids, footwear can be a really important component of making sure that their body alignment is really effective in their growth. So do take time to visit a healthcare specialist and make sure that the kids are assessed properly. I'm naturopathic Dr. Joelle here on Revive Life. We've enjoyed spending the afternoon with you, and I'm definitely heading outside now and enjoying the rest of this beautiful day.